Hey YouTube, Catman Awesome back here again with another GX Era deck profile. Today I'm coming at you with Dark Worlds. I know I said I'd do a binder today, a collection deal, but I forgot I have driving school today, so, I don't have time tonight to do that because I have homework and everything. So I figured I'd just do a quick little deck profile, something pretty simple. Pretty much everybody knows how to play, I understand, but I don't really have too many unique decks up quite yet because I haven't got them back together. All of my unique decks kind of got ripped apart. So, let's try. Got your basic Dark World, 3 Grotha Dragons, dress card, pop card, special summon by bouncing one back, Triple Brow, draw engine of the deck, Triple Snow, because it's your searcher. You can snow into snow into snow, or you can snow into the field spell. Triple Beige, which is kind of weird. A lot of people would not run Beige at 3, but because I don't run Gold, I don't run Silva, and I don't run Trans-Search Fiends, because this is kind of a weird variant. I run hand control variant, so I kind of prefer Beige over anything, because I can normal summon him, bounce him back to bring out Grotha, and that way I can cycle Grotha 2 or 3 times in one turn. And I draw into him more often, I can risk to lose him. 2 Fabled Ravens. Yeah. Because this card was the greatest card ever created for Dark Worlds back in the day, and I still stand by that. Because even if I open with nothing to pop, nothing to discard, if I just happen to draw him, I can discard 4 Dark Worlds in one turn if I get super lucky, and I don't even have to do anything. And he's a tuner, which gives me sync options, but I don't have an extra deck in this because I don't run Tour Guide either. So, I didn't really care. I hate Tour Guide. That's something maybe I'll make a rant video on someday. I just don't like the card. Morphing Jar. It's pretty obvious. Set, flip, I can +5 and control my opponent's hand by discarding it, or I can just discard the rest of my Dark Worlds out of my hand. Onto the traps, we've got Triple Reckless Greed for even more draw power. Double Mind Crush, because I run a lot of cards that let me look at my opponent's hand, and even if I don't see their hand, I can call a card that nobody plays, like Cheerful Coffin, or something just super random that nobody knows about, and then pop my own cards out of my hand if I only have Dark Worlds. Random cards, so if I just have Dark Worlds, I get plus off of that. 2 Eradicator Epidemic Viruses. I opted with these over Deck Devi because if you have monsters with 1500 or less attack, you're not a threat. Tour Guide is not even a threat, in my opinion, because I'll Eradicator your traps, and then I'll Eradicator your spells, and I'll still have 2 Grothas on the field, because I'll be able to bounce them back and get them right back to the field. So I can make you lose it all. And Ref Panel. And this is kind of a weird choice. I'll explain it later. I'll actually set it off to the side so I can go over this one a little bit better. But it lets you, when a spell card that targets one player is activated, the effect of that spell card is applied to the other player instead. So if your opponent activates Duality, you chain Ref Panel. Rather than them reveal 3, you reveal 3, add 1 to your hand, shuffle the other 2 back. But they still can't special summon, because that's their cost. So that, plus there's a good combo in this deck it's kind of been used, and it's been explained before, but just in case you haven't heard about it, it's pretty great. And 1 Dark Smog. Just another discard outlet. I can, once return target monster, my opponent's graveyard, so Light Sworns. Obviously, look at that, Raikou. Poor Raikou. Gold's about to beat the living crap out of him. But anyway, just lets me discard and banish those. They're running Chaos variants. I can get rid of that too. Onto the spells. Pretty standard. Triple Gates. Triple Dealings. I run 3 Dragged into the Graves. A lot of people would run 2 max, but because I prefer to run the hand control, I prefer to know if you have that Gorz or not, if you have that Trag, if you have BLS, so I can get rid of it, and I don't have to deal with it ever again. It's just a really good card with this variant. I forgot to set that off to the side, didn't I? I'll set that right over there. Now, you cannot use Mystical Ref Panel with cards that target both players, so you can't use that with Dragged, you can't use it with Upstart. Not that you'd really want to increase your life points by 1,000, but anyway, on to that. 3 Upstart Goblin. More draw power, because this deck is all about the draw power. 1 Heavy Storm. Pops all the back row. 1 card destruction, discard your whole hand, screw with your opponent's hand even more. And then we get on to 2 kind of the weirder tech cards that I run. Ruthless Denial. I didn't know this card existed, but you send 1 monster you control to the graveyard, and send a random card in your opponent's hand to the graveyard. So it doesn't count as discarding. So if you mirror match with Dark Worlds, you can use this to get rid of their Graffas out of their hand and their Brows, and ruin their ability to draw with them, or special summon them and all that. Plus, pop Graffa with it, get Graffa right back, so you minus nothing, they minus 1 from the hand. And you actually plus 1 to your hand. And Into the Void. This is a really good card anyway for Dark Worlds. I'm kind of surprised not a lot of people run it. Is you just draw 1 and you just set up your hand with all your monsters during the end phase, because you can still control your hand. And then you may lose your whole hand, but as long as you have like 1 Brow in your hand, you're still going to draw 1. So, not really 2 minus. And here is combo tip of the day, just like I did last time with Hero's Bond and into the other end. Here It Lives. Go with Ref Panel and Into the Void. You set Mystical Ref Panel, right? If they don't pop that, next turn you activate Into the Void, and you chain Ref Panel, so your opponent draws 1. They can't do anything with their hand. You can right then set your say that for all, let's say for just for sake of awesome, you have that plus you have Morphing Jar and card destruction in your hand, and then like a dragged or something. You set your dragged, set your Morphing Jar, activate card destruction just to dump their hand again, and then you end your turn. They have to dump their whole hand, and when they run into Morphing Jar, you both draw 5. So you can even mill and maybe get close to decking them out, because right there, if you do this on your second turn, we're gonna assume that they have probably about 6 cards in their hand, or 5 cards in their hand, 4 cards maybe, 3, 2 if they've really went all in. If they have 3, then they can't use Into the Void. Well, actually, you can still use it, because if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, then the draw 1, the effect is applied to them. So, no matter what, you can make them draw and dump their whole hand. But, if they don't go all in, say they just set a monster, say they set Sanyan, that's the best they got. They set Sanyan and end their turn, and they've got 5 cards in their hand. You just dumped 6, made them draw 5. So they went through 17 cards of their deck, 18 cards if you count the 1 on the field. And most of it's in their graveyard, which I don't run a Reborn, which a lot of people will be like, well, why don't you run Reborn? Because Reborn grabs you another Dark World to bounce for Graffa again and again and again. But, Into the Void I think is a lot better. This is kind of in a shorter deck profile, I understand that. There wasn't really anything too special and techy in this, other than the Mystical Ref Panel, Dark Into the Void combo. But, yeah, I really don't know how much more I'll be able to do. I should be able to get a new deck profile up, or at least my collection up tomorrow, because I don't have driving till Thursday. So I'll abuse the crap out of Tuesday and Wednesday for doing collections. And when I get my cards in the mail, once I get them all, I will do an updated deck profile of my hero deck with all the special stuff in it. The Square Dow and the two super polys and all that good stuff. But leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I know this is the second deck profile I've done, and as you can see, I don't run Pot of Duality in like any of my decks. That's not a hatred thing. Pot of Duality is a pretty good card. I think it's really good in like Exodia decks and draw decks, but to me, special summoning is way more important. In this deck, this guy right here, this is your main focus. This is all you're doing, is you're bringing this guy out with Gates, so he has 3,000 attack. You just make 3 of him, so you have 9,000 damage to make a game. You don't really need Tour Guide. You don't really need the Dark Hole. You don't really need the Pot of Duality, because you're going to be special summoning all the time anyway. So, or Monster Reborn. Really, this deck kind of shoots around a lot of those things, because you can drop him pop back row even. So, really it doesn't matter. Smog is just, I draw this, and I have Smog on the field. I can discard it, banish one of your monsters out of your graveyard, pop the other one. So if you have a light and a dark on your field, or a light in your graveyard, dark on your field, you still won't get BLS off of me for free. It's not going to work that way. And I can do that on your turn, because it is a continuous trap. I can chain it to your summon to dump him and pop everything. But that's my thoughts and opinions. I really don't like Tour Guide. I never have. Spy is better, so really, I mean, rank 4s are better than rank 3s. They always have been. Yeah, but guess if you guys want to tell me, otherwise, if you guys can prove me wrong that Tour Guide and Pot of Duality is so good, but the Tour Guide and Pot of Duality are needed in every deck. If you can prove to me that that's true, you get a free cookie. It's invisible. You will receive it via email. Bye, guys.